We are live. Hello, everybody.
It's alive.
It is alive. It is alive. It is Monday night. You have Sniffly number 1 and Sniffly number 2. I'm going to share this around. Share to a group. Let's go into the society. Sniffly number 1 and Sniffly number 2. I did not promote this at all today.
Hey, Shane.
I did not tell anybody we were even going live today. The faithful, no, let's see. I'm going to put it there. Let's see, where else can I put it? I want to share it to my page. Let's do that. So, hey, everybody. Bridget, you know what? Ray and I both are sick, and we didn't give it to each other, I'm guessing, because we're 3,000 miles from each other. But we have a window of so many hours a day. So I knew I wanted to be on tonight. So what I did was I just rested up the rest of the day. Ray, how about you? Did you get any rest today?
It was sporadic.
Sporadic. I understand. I know you had a headache and stuff. Hey guys, do us a favor, because we didn't promote this at all. Would you share this around? It would be phenomenal if you did. Let's see, share to a page. I'm sharing all my places. It would be phenomenal if you did. We have a great topic tonight. And I'm super excited about it. Truthfully, I was down in the dumps earlier today. Yes, even Hochman gets down in the dumps and goes to the mind mechanic and says, fix me, Mr. Mechanic. And wait, why does it say video has no sound?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, but I guess it's just not on. Okay, I mean, like, not on unless you click the button to turn it on. So I was kind of down in the dumps because I was getting frustrated. Imagine that, a marketer getting frustrated. A marketer feeling like, what I'm doing isn't working. Guys, it never ends. It never goes away. So I put on my mom life hat, which my daughter gave me, which I think was a little bit tongue-in-cheek. Hochman has dumps like a truck what? Night long. Oh, donk. Okay, don't get me going, Shane. Okay. I'm going to share it to one more group, and then I'll actually pay attention. Ray, do you have any words of wisdom?
Words of wisdom. This buy low and sell high, but that's not mystical. Coming from the mind mechanic.
Hochman loves Blue Horseshoe. Okay.
Yep.
I'm sorry I put you on the spot. I'm just screwing around, having fun. Say hi to everybody. You don't have to.
I shall go down this list. Jackie says, I hope you both get better soon. Jackie, she gave it to me. Don't let her lie to you. She gave it to me.
I have documentation in Messenger that you said you were sick first.
Your documentation.
Now, my mom, by the way, is very concerned about me and wants to know if I'm wearing a mask and other things like that because I have to fly again on Sunday. She's very concerned. She told me to take it easy.
I'm gonna tell her you gave me the coronavirus.
Don't joke about it. It's a very serious thing. It's a very serious thing. People are.
Even if I got it, you think I'm gonna worry about it?
You're not one to worry about much. So, guys, here's what I want to talk about tonight. I hear from people so often, why should I do this? Everybody else is doing this. Who's going to listen to me? I don't have time to make content. I don't know anybody. What other excuses have you guys heard? And by the way, do me a favor. I need you to share this, kids. I need you to share it. Do me a favor. Share this, because we want to help some people with some ideas and some goodness tonight. I put it around.
I have a viable excuse. Like when I work construction, this came up a lot. You know, we had to come up with something that made we had to give excuse for something that really made no logic. Well, the left pin in the Finnegan bar fell out.
The left and the Finnegan bar.
And the Finnegan bar fell out, and we didn't have the right Cranstons to go into the left of O'Reilly. So we were out of ideas and pins. So we had to put things on hold.
If anybody wants to translate what the heck he's talking about, I'm very open to it. Ray, did you share it to your wall?
No, you did. I didn't have to.
I didn't share it to your wall.
Someone did.
What do you mean somebody? No, it's not on your wall. The broadcast girl. And I'm looking and I'm like, no, you didn't. No,
I ran home from my phone horror nightmare just to be with you. Ran home. And then ran out to the phone.
Here, go to Diane Hochman's Facebook page and share the broadcast to the Ray Williams Facebook.
Just for you.
Do it. Do it now. Your fans are seeking you. Your fans want to know where you are. Your internet is wonky. I'm sorry your internet is wonky, Dana. It's Mexico. It's just lo que pasa en Mexico. But it's so damn beautiful. It's okay. So here's the deal. I have had person after person after person. No, Jackie, just because he's tagged doesn't mean his audience is seeing it. Let me give you guys a quick lesson. Okay, if you're tagged and something's on your wall, that still means that the original person who created the broadcast audience is seeing it. It just means that they put it on your wall for you. If you want your audience to see a piece of content, you must share it.
I just learned something. So if someone puts it on your wall, not all my friends.
That's right. That's right.
Wow.
That's right. It's like if I come and put something on your door, if I'm your neighbor and I put something on your door, unless you tell anybody else it's there, nobody would see it. It's just there. So it's sitting on your door. If they don't come by your door, they won't see it. And not that many people are wandering by your page at this particular moment. These glasses are crummy. So I'm going to put on the other glasses.
I think I scratched mine.
These are cheapy readers. I only buy cheapy readers. I lose them. So why buy anything fancy?
Right.
I had fancy glasses and I spent all this money and guess what I did? I lost them.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's get down to this because I want to teach you guys a couple things. What makes you unique in the marketplace? What makes you special? What makes people come to you is you embracing your I am, who you are. And I'm not talking spiritually tonight. I'm talking about who are you? Somebody tell me, who are you? Where are you from? Everybody tell me right now in the chat. Where are you from? Ray, where are you from?
Vegas, baby.
Are you really though?
No, actually, I'm from K-Pax. I can prove
I
it.
know. You're from K-Pax.
There's a relative. See?
Okay. I have an angel. You have an alien. Gee, I wonder why. Hold up.
Huh?
I have an angel and you have an alien. What does that say? Okay. Yeah. So where are you guys from? Somebody tell me where you're from. Ray, where are you from?
I'm from New York City way back in the day.
Mm-hmm. And then beyond that, where else are you from?
From or live, there's a distinction.
Yeah, where have you lived? How about that?
All right, I'll give you the 35-second version. Spent the first 2.5 decades in New York. Lived in Long Island. Then blasted out of New York. Actually, all over New York. I lived in Times Square, Greenwich Village, Uptown, Queens, Long Island. Then I moved out from New York out to Oregon. Then from Oregon, I hit the road for 14 years. And and that was 14 years I lived in Colorado, Wyoming, the Dakotas, California, up and down the seaboard. Then I moved to Atlanta, Georgia. Then I moved to Vegas. From Vegas to Colorado, back to Vegas. That's the edited version.
Okay. So when you think, Dale says, I'm from the frigid People's Republic of Connecticut, now residing in balmy Tampa Bay, Florida. Dale, I'm still sending you the evil eye for deserting me and leaving me here. When you guys think about it, how many people do you think Ray could get to relate to him based upon the fact that he's lived or visited most parts of this country? He's visited 49 states, by the way, for those of you that may not know. So we're seeing Wisconsin, we're seeing Denver, Connecticut. I know you visited Connecticut. So we're seeing all these places. So by mentioning where he's from or places he's been, people naturally will start talking to him. And I know that when we first met, I was like, what part of New York are you from? He's like, do I sound like I'm from New York? And I'm like, yeah, because I am from New York. So he sounds like home. Other people don't think he sounds so much like he's from New York, but I recognize it. So when you think about it, how many times a week are you including something in your content, posts, etc., about not just where you're from, but something about where you're from that only people that have been around that area would know?
I'm absolutely not. I'll tell you why. You brought up a good point. For some reason, I like to bury where I'm from, and don't ask me why, but I have. And that's a good point. That actually is a very, interesting.
So, and what's interesting for you, Ray, is most people have one or two places to talk about an attractor factor. Like I could talk about New York pizza or Randazzo's Clam Bar, or I could talk about something very New York, or I could talk about a sports team, or I could talk about the LIE. And people from the area who have visited the area would gravitate towards that. But because you're in so many places, you can talk about so many highways. You can talk about so many towns. You can talk about so many specialty foods that you can only get, like New Mexico, where Jackie lives, Hatch green chili.
Yep.
Now, most people don't know what Hatch green chili is. Now, I happen to have traveled through New Mexico and did a little research before I went, so I knew to try the Hatch green chili. But most people don't know what that is. So it would make somebody who's been through New Mexico gravitate. So if you guys are not using where you're from, and not just where you're from, but things about it in your marketing, in your, you guys, if you run ads at all, I don't know if any of you guys do, but you can actually target and like I get ads from Gary Vaynerchuk all the time on Instagram. It's like, hey, Connecticut. And I'm like, how do you know I'm from Connecticut? Because he targeted me and he talks about something about Connecticut or the winter or the Northeast or coming in New York because he knows it's driving distance. So when you think about it, most of you are not sharing your I am as in I am from here. Or if we do, we tend to say it very simple as I'm from New York, but we don't get into the details. Like today, Ray and I were having a discussion and I said, have you seen the Freedom Tower? And he said, I've only seen it in pictures because I haven't been home to New York. And I was talking about the difference between the Twin Towers and the Freedom Tower. And that's something that only a New Yorker would really, really, really understand the difference in the feeling. Or I might talk about the parachute jump in Coney Island. Or I might talk about Chinatown and Mott Street. And those are things that people from the area or people who have visited and loved it would gravitate towards. Now, most people take this for granted. And by the way, this is very valuable stuff. Again, if you haven't tagged anybody and told them to come down, this is very valuable stuff because this is the stuff that draws someone close to you, that lets them get close enough that you can have a much more natural conversation with them than that, let me randomly message you and ask you if you're open. And again, I'm not criticizing my colleagues that teach that. The stuff works. But most people don't enjoy doing that. But wouldn't it be a lot more fun if you were relating to someone and during that relating, you were able to then pop that question of like, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know if you're looking for some extra money. I do something kind of fun. Now you got this person, it's totally New York. When are you coming back? They say, I can't afford it. And my mom's out there and the plane tickets are so expensive. I got a side gig and I don't know if it interests you, but you can make an extra $500 a month and come visit your mom like 3, 4, 5 times a year. Well, I don't know. What is it? Now it's a different conversation. It's a different vibe. It's a different feeling. But it's the same script, isn't it, Ray? You know, I don't know if it's open.
Oh yeah, positively. What's that?
Right? I don't know if it'd be open, but I have a side gig I do. It's awesome. I earn extra money with it. You definitely can earn enough to visit your mom 3 times a year. And then when you come home, we could go, we could go down to Times Square and, pick up chicks, whatever. Okay. So it's Yolanda said friends first. It isn't, Yolanda. And I'm not contradicting you as much as I'm looking to connect with people through who I am and who they are. I'm not necessarily going to be their friend. I think we get really caught into that thing of all wanting to be friends and sing, as Ray would say, sing kumbaya. I'm not looking to be friends with everybody I meet and sing kumbaya. I'm looking to see through having some relationship, right, who expresses to me a need that I can fill with what I'm marketing. You guys following that?
Yeah.
So in the chat, do me a favor. Tell me one thing that's specific to your area that somebody might relate to, or something famous about your area that somebody might like, might have interests. Like where I come from, right? I grew up in New York. I take for granted Times Square and stuff like that, right? Who just wrote gambling with my name? That's weird. Who's typing from my page? Did you do that?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I like.
You said right where you're from, but I forgot I'm on you.
I like Penny Slots. How did you do that? I guess you're in my thingy. I like Penny Slots. I can talk about the casinos here, or I like to go to Vegas. I like Penny Slots. They call me kooky. I like them. And you know what? That's one of my favorite things to do is I go in groups about Las Vegas, groups about frequent flyer stuff. And I'm going to get to that in a minute. But let's just start with somebody give me something from home. Give me something from home that somebody might really. So when I put up a picture in Times Square, people dream of coming. And most people don't show what it is about where they're from. That's interesting.
You gave me an idea, young lady. In fact, if I can
Good.
not, oh yeah, boy, I need more home back like you. I want to know them.
So
Trivia, big
go
point.
ahead.
All right, just a case in point. Times Square.
Mhm.
You know where the ball comes down.
Mhm.
I'll share this with our friends here. My dad owned a motion picture laboratory. We developed film commercials and movies in Times Square. That, where the ball came down, that was my view of where I worked for 8 years. And you've seen it in every movie. And it was,
Yep. And you were there. You lived there. You lived through, like you and I have had discussions about back in the day, changes in Times Square and what's still there and what's not there. So tons of people have visited there.
Yep.
There's tons of fodder there. There's tons of, it would be a lot of fun to find a picture of Times Square from 1942 and Times Square from 1982 and Times Square from, 2002. And it'd be fun to look at that.
Mm-hmm.
And it would, everybody that's ever visited New York would respond to that content. What I'm trying to show you guys here is the thing that we tend to think is difficult is actually really easy. Meeting people and having conversations with people, when you're busy trying to figure out in the back of your head, how am I going to sell them? Very difficult. When you're busy thinking, how can I connect with people? Let me show them who I am to see who gravitates towards me. Very simple.
Yeah.
Very, very, very simple. Dinosaurs, Matthew. And we have a dinosaur park here. What is there about dinosaurs? See what just happened, Matthew? Put dinosaurs and a little dinosaur emoji. And I instantly went, dinosaurs? You have dinosaurs? That excited me, right? So, see, it just happened in front of your eyes. I want to ask Matthew a question. Matthew, where do you live again? Is he in Canada? I forget where he is.
I don't know. Where you at, Matthew?
I don't remember. And I know. Now it's bugging me. Now I have to look. I need to look to see where Matthew is from. This
is it. This is very interesting even for me.
Wait. I'm sorry, Ray, and then I will let you
Oh,
talk.
go ahead, please.
Notice he's from Grand Prairie, Alberta.
Wow.
And I knew he was in Canada. I just couldn't remember where. Right? And apparently they had dinosaurs there. So guys, how many of you don't have where you're from on here? So right away I could see Matthew's. If you guys don't know Matthew, go check out Matthew. Grand Prairie, Alberta, which gave me some reason to connect with him, to talk to him, something to have in common. Ray, I'm sorry I cut you off. But
Hey, it's quite all right. It's quite all right. I just want to bring up, you brought up something very important I want to bring up. Okay, so you're just bringing up a locale will connect people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, what I'm seeing, and I think this stumps a lot of people. Okay, listen up. And this is making no one wrong because there's a time I probably have done this myself. I'm noticing a lot of people in network marketing,
Mm-hmm.
when they post, whether it's video or just talk, it's almost like I feel they feel it's necessary just to talk network marketing lingo. They're not speaking about things just to form a connection. Like you'll see in videos, the 5 things to do, blah blah blah. They're not talking. They're not talking to let the world know they exist. They're just talking the network marketing world. Am I making sense?
Yes. And so here's what's neat. We can take the conventional wisdom of the, 5 things to teach you how to blankety blank blank. We can take that conventional wisdom of how to write a headline like that, but that we could say 5 things that moms of toddlers can do to blank, or 5 things that soon to be retirees can do.
Yep.
And what that does is it inserts again more of our I am. Who are you? List of who you are and the things that we take for granted. See, we're so busy going, nobody will listen to me. I'm not enough. I have nothing to offer. Everybody's fancier and dancier than me. All this talk that we have in our heads. And in the meantime, there's not that many people I know that have been in 49 states. There's not that many people I know. I don't know. Actually, that's a lie. I know like 3 other hypnotists. They come crawling out of the woodwork. Once you know one, the rest of them, they keep showing up. There's not that many. I'm just using you for example. There's not that many people I know that are ordained ministers of whatever you're a minister of. What is it that you're a minister of?
I am my ordained metaphysics.
Metaphysics, right. Mm-hmm. Not that many people. So I could just sit here all day and go through Ray, just because I know him pretty well, and go through all the things that are unique about him, that when we infuse that into our conversations and into our content, okay, when we infuse our I am into it, it makes us 100 times more attractive. And what I want you guys to understand is if you don't know who you are, then it's very hard for you to infuse that into your words because you're busy thinking it has to be a certain way. So let's use another idea here. Today, Ray mentioned, hang on a second. Whoops. The Talking Heads. Okay, a band. We were having a conversation. He mentioned the Talking Heads, and both of us started singing Psycho Killer. Run, run. You're not going to sing with me now? Run, run, run away. So
no, you mostly sang. I just listened.
Okay, well, you did sing a little bit. But the point being is that he brought up some nostalgia, some music. And both of us knew the music, and the next thing you know, we were both singing. This happens really commonly. If you use things from your youth, don't pick things for the sake of trying to get people. Name for me something now that you loved when you were a kid. Was it a band? Like I was super into the Bay City Rollers, right? Like I had a lot of tartan things in my room. And my favorite was Les. My cousin loved Woody. And I was very into the Bay City Rollers. Now, after the Bay City Rollers, I graduated, right? Brian likes Psycho Killer, yeah. I graduated to none other than Andy Gibb, who is no longer with us. And I was a very big Andy Gibb girl. Mm-hmm. So I was a big into roller skating, and I could tell you all the best roller skating songs and the best couple skate songs when I would wait and hope that somebody would ask me to skate. I could tell you about the toys that I liked when I was a kid. Like, do you know the Monkees? I love the Monkees. When Davy, I'll tell you now, Terry, when Davy Jones died, I cried. Not that many people make me that sad when they pass, and Davy Jones made me very, 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 very sad. You see what's happening now? People are going, I love the Bay City Rollers too. I love my 45s. Ginny was climbing trees because Ginny's either fishing or Cool in the Gang, right? So when you think about it, the more you talk about the things you dig or dug as a kid, the more, right? The more people will gravitate towards you, and or some people will have fun with you. Like Shane was on before. I don't know if he's still around. Shane is like a Canadian rapper dude. Okay. He's like as white as they come, and he's a rapper dude. And he knows all this rap music and raps himself, right? I was a disco queen. I loved, and that's what we're talking about, disco music. I loved all that stuff. I wanted to be a disco queen. I was like 11 years old. And okay. So Ginny was talking about sports and climbing trees. I was inside because I wasn't climbing a tree. Okay. And so what happens is we start to have these wonderful conversations, and we start. Purple Rain was your first album. Mine was Barry Manilow, Even Now. See? Now, guys, you see what's happening. You just said it. It's your connector. She said my first album was Purple Rain. I said my first album was Barry Manilow. Do you remember what yours was, Ray?
My favorite album?
Your first album.
Oh, I remember my first record was Ain't Nothing But a Hound Dog by Elvis Presley.
There you go. Now we really know that Ray's old. I just wanted to set that's for fun, right? So when you think about it, the more you talk about who you are, the more you share things about yourself. What's your favorite thing to eat? What would you never eat? Like, let me make a list. Ketchup. Ew, Ray laughs because Ray cooks. I love Linda Ronstadt. I just watched her Kennedy honors. Notice how all of a sudden we're all like, Linda Ronstadt, this is that. See, if I had said, let's write headlines and let's do this and let's do that. And we'd all sit there and we'd take notes and we'd get agitated and wonder if we could do it later, and it would be hard. But I talk about the Bay City Rollers and this and that, and everybody's like, all of a sudden.
All right, question, Bay City Rollers. Okay, give us a wise one, and you are a wise one. I mean that with. Give us just a hypothetical, okay? Because you've mentioned the Bay City Rollers to me more than a few times. Okay, so let's see what you want to throw a blurb up on your post about. Give us an example of how you would put this in.
Easy. I would say, done working for the day is SATURDAY, and then night in capitals, with Saturday with dashes, and put a picture of the Bay City Rollers and go, who was your favorite Bay City Roller? Okay. And I all the women in their 50s to write me and tell me all about that. And then I'd get some younger person going, who the heck are the Bay City Rollers? Ha, ha, ha. And I'd get some dude going, no, it's Kiss, rock and roll. And I'd get this whole conversation going all about the Bay City Rollers. And then at the end of the conversation, we get that thread going. And then I'd say, hey, P.S. And by the way, tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to do a webinar and I'm going to talk about this, this, and this. Here's the link. Go sign up. So everybody's struggling to convince, and I'm having fun. Okay, Davy Jones, so cute. I saw, what did I see? The Partridge Family, big time Partridge Family, and Glenn Campbell. I grew up on Glenn Campbell. Let me tell you, people. We were singing, one day I was singing, all right, it's not we. I was singing Lyman for the County. Oh, I love that song. So.
That was his first hit, by the way.
Where are you from? Was it? Because I was too young.
Yep.
My parents loved him, and they used to play the albums and stuff because we were part of the Columbia House Record Club. Anybody?
I remember that.
Anybody see what I mean? So this is what starts to happen. We start to have fun. And I call it, I shouldn't tell everybody this, but since this is the faithful crowd, I always used to say to my mentor, I give them anesthesia. And what I mean is, I want the people to feel comfortable and loose and happy and having fun before we go into anything having to do with sales. He called it scratching their record. People would call him and they would be expecting him to pitch them or expecting him to try to sell them. And he would ask them some obscure question like, well, do you have a pet? And they're like, what? You know, because they think he's going to say, well, here's how you do it. And here's what you buy. Here's this and that. Here's the presentation. And especially back in the day, that's what went on. And then he'd be like, do you have a pet? They'd be like, yeah. What kind of pet you got? I have a cat. Oh, you're a cat person. I knew it. I had a feeling you were a cat person. See, now if you were a dog person, I could hang out with you or whatever. He'd say something like that. Or he'd say, I have a dog. What kind of dog you got? You'd say, I got a Springer Spaniel. He'd go, that's a man's dog. That's how I like that. And he'd scratch your record. He'd get you not thinking so much about the fact that he was about to offer you something. Build that relationship. And I learned this old school, and now I just do it in mass. See, Olivia said Columbia House. I signed my dog up, right? Because you got and then you couldn't do it again in your name, so you signed up Tom Jones. She's a lady. Whoa, 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 see, lady.
I sat next to Bert Humperdinck in Vesuvio's restaurant.
Oh, but did he sing After the Loving while you were there?
They were giants. He's like 6 foot.
My father used to sing that to me.
His girlfriend was like 6 foot.
Now that we know that we're all old, back streets back. All right, I could do the whole thing. Point being, people have more fun and relate, and when they feel more comfortable with you, it's easier to have a conversation, and it's easier to find out what their pain is. You know, they would say you have to stir their pain. Well, I stir their love. See, a lot of marketers teach that you have to stir their pain. I don't want to stir your pain. You already have enough of it. I want you to think about, what do you love? What do you miss? What do you wish you could do? Do you wish you could have a classic car? Or do you wish you could travel to the Baseball Hall of Fame? Or do you wish you could do this or go to the Super Bowl or whatever it is that you dig? So now we have location, right? And it doesn't just have to be where you live. Here we go, Neil Diamond. Sweet Caroline, right? It doesn't have to just be, and when you think Sweet Caroline, you think Boston and the 7-inning stretch and the Red Sox. And see how it's a chain reaction in our minds, have all the things.
Yep.
So I've always used this, and I've taught people to do it, but I want you guys to understand, don't look at it from a marketing perspective. Look at it from an I am perspective. The more you express who you are and what you dig and what you love, what will happen is you're going to allow attraction to work for you. Attraction to work for you. You see, if you're like this, saying the same thing as everybody else, let me show you the 6 ways to generate more leads and more customers and more members for your this and that. And that's great, guys. But if you're saying the same exact thing as everybody else, then nobody knows where to look, and they're going to look towards the biggest player.
Bingo.
Okay? That's how when I was a little player, I was able to work through the maze. Now, let me give you a secret. Once I got them to dig my I am, or maybe disagree with my I am, because I've had many people that have worked with me and bought from me that disagreed with me, and that was the fun. It was like, yeah, you New Yorkers, look, you Southern people, and we'd have fun with it. But once I get that relationship, then I just point to the presentation that has all that jazz. Because please understand, I'm not discounting. They want to hear how to make more money, how to make this much in commissions, how to get 22 leads a day. They want to hear all that junk. But everybody's saying that, and you have to cut through the noise to get them to go, I like her. I'm going to watch the webinar through her link. I like that guy. I'm going to buy this from him. Because everybody in your MLM selling the same collagen cream or whatever it is you guys got. Everybody in your MLM selling the same diet pills. Everybody in your MLM is selling the same stuff. They got the same 20 products, whatever it is. It's about the I am and being more comfortable in yourself and having more fun. People love to be around people that are comfortable in their skin. People love to be around people that are having fun. People don't want to be uptight and stiff, and they don't want to be sold to, but they love to buy. You've heard that a million times. I'll put them in front of a presentation all day long and let them buy. And if they don't want to buy, they still love me. You know why? Because we talked about the Bay City Rollers. We had a really good time. We talked about that time when I went roller skating and that boy asked me to skate and I thought he was going to kiss me and I found out he didn't like me after all. We talked about that time, you know, with the back of the, somebody just put the back of the station wagon and 8-track tapes. And again, that's my I am 52 years old, almost 53. It's coming out.
Get out of here.
I am. I know I look 22.
52.
I know I look 22.
You're a baby.
Granny glasses. Because I'm living the mom life. I'm wearing my Google sweatshirt, courtesy of Jillian Hochman. Google NYC. Be really nice to me. I'll get you one.
I'll be nice.
Suck up. And my mom life hat that Joe got me. And I have in my bathroom, I have my cool, it's a makeup mirror that has a Bluetooth speaker on it so I can make my music play loud in the bathroom. And you know me, I put on my Lizzo and I do my hair toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling? See, that's new music.
Share a quick story about people who want to be sold, but they want to buy. Quick story. Years ago in my past life, I was doing, I was on the road doing a network marketing. I used to do booths there, a lot of big booths. And this is Colorado, in a big booth. I was wearing cowboy boots. I used to wear cowboy boots all the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And another guy had these, look like snakeskin boots. We're the only two, I'm in Kumbaya country. Everybody else wearing Birkenstocks and all this. We're the only two cowboys wearing boots.
In Vermont? Where were you?
Colorado.
Oh, in Colorado. Okay, gotcha.
So I saw his turtle boots, and I recognized what they were because I used to have like 5, 6 pairs of boots.
Mm-hmm.
I said, turtle. And he goes, yeah, how'd you know? So we spent literally an hour at his booth talking about boots, came back past my booth. We talked another hour and a half just about different boots, crafts, where they made, 20 kilometers. We spent 2.5 hours talking about boots. He finally looked up. Hey, Ray, what do you have here? He was the biggest sale I had that weekend just because I didn't even mention my products. Didn't even mention them. I just wanted to hear about his boots. And I showed a genuine interest because I was wearing boots. So what you're saying is tons of sense, sister.
Well, you were attracted to the boots. And a lot of people ask, well, how do you transition to talk about business? You know? And before I talk about that, I just want to talk about a couple more ways to let that law of attraction kick in. Okay. So it's where you're from, things you love, nostalgia, music, toys. Like all you got to do is talk about the Barbie townhouse, man. The Barbie townhouse with the elevator. That was serious. That was serious. Now there was Growing Up Skipper, and Growing Up Skipper looked like a little girl. And when you twisted her arm like this, she grew.
Right.
Not kidding. And then you twisted her arm back and she was little. So she'd grow up and she'd get small. I wish we could do that. But anyway, that's, you know, these crazy toys that different people had. And everybody has that toy that they remember. I was smuggling in, what were those dolls that everybody wanted that had birth certificates?
Oh, yeah.
Birth certificates. Sheesh. Cabbage Patch Kids, right? You couldn't get them in the United States. I went to Spain and I had to bring back as many Cabbage Patch Kids as I could fit in my suitcases. So mother literally told me, throw out all of my clothes. I'll buy you new ones when you get home. Because the Cabbage Patch dolls were so valuable and I could get them there and they were cheap there that I put them all in. So I had Cabbage Patch dolls, whatever. And their names were like Juan Carlos and Jose and all this. But these are the things that make people smile, okay? Food, anything about food, especially, you know, when we get back to locales, talking about, like I had a big discussion the other day with somebody about deep dish Chicago pizza. And I was like, look, it's good, but that ain't a pizza. It's a pie. In fact, it was Lindsay Sewell. That's a pie. That's not pizza. I'm from New York. We have
Chicago pizza is not, it's not good. That's not like,
no, it's delicious.
You and I are from the same neck of the woods. I'm sorry. It looks like a freaking pie.
Look
Pizza
pie.
is thin. It's
So
thin.
just don't try to think of it as pizza. Think of it as pie.
It's pie. It's not pizza.
Good things.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just
New York is passionate about pizza.
See what I mean? He's already like, that's not pizza. So, you know, and somebody else might say that's not this, or you don't make it right, or, you know, or whatever. Like I was in Dallas and we were talking about food, and I said, look, I don't get good Mexican or Tex-Mex food. I don't get good barbecue where I live. So I want to go to barbecue. You know, I don't want to go to Domino's Pizza. I want to go to something good. So all of these things, food, people in this industry talk about nostalgia from the industry, talk about the programs you were in, talk about the kooky products you used to sell. You can get along with anybody in this industry. If you've been around for a while, just have some fun talking about some of this crazy stuff. There's so many things that you can express. You know, Olivia's on here, and Olivia and Brian love that farmer's market. And Brian put up a picture the other day of something. Oh, it was like a leek blossom, like some of these different interesting things that you wouldn't just get at the supermarket. It starts conversation. Now this is how I use this, guys. Obviously, I use it in my regular feed with my regular contacts, but I take the things that I love and I go into groups that are about those things, and I start to meet and connect with tons of people about those topics. Like I happen to be I've been going to Vegas since 1990. Jeez, 30 years, right? 30 years.
You are old then.
I'm very old. I'm pretty knowledgeable about Vegas. And I'm also pretty knowledgeable about how a lot of things in Vegas work. So you go into one of those groups and all you have to do is answer a few questions for people, and they literally start instant messaging you right away. They're like, well, you know a lot about Vegas and blah, 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 blah. And then inevitably somebody says, well, what do you do? Or they ask to be your friend, and then they start seeing your posts. The next thing you know, you have a prospect. I joined a cruise group today. I'm in a lot of cruise things because I love to cruise. And I was in a cruise group today, and instantly I had friend requests like flying in, because I know a lot about cruises, particular cruise lines. I know a lot about cruises. I know how to get stuff. I know how to this and that. I know a lot about frequent flyer things, miles and points and airline clubs. My daughter was flying today, and she was saying she was going to JFK early. And I was like, girl, we got to get you the right credit card, because you got to have a club to sit in and work. Ray, you don't mind when you go on a trip when I happen to be around, right? We get all the VIP junk.
I don't know.
Right? It's fun.
Actually, writing about the Delta Club, that'd be a post in itself.
Yeah. So when you think about it, every single one of you has something you love. And I don't care if it's like a TV show you love. You know, you don't have to be a jet setter. I just happen to like to travel. You could be, by the way, so I was at Lisa Grossman's house last week in Dallas. A lot of you guys know Lisa, MLM maven. We are both West Wing freaks. We know every episode inside and out. Some of them we can recite. I'm sorry for all of you people that don't like West Wing, but we love West Wing. We love President Bartlett and West Wing. And I am madly in love with Josh Lyman from that show. Now, I want him to stay at the age that he was on the show. But I can tell you everything. And believe it or not, there was an incredibly successful podcast that was very profitable about the West Wing. And if you go on Twitter and search for things about the West Wing and any of the characters, there's still thousands and thousands and thousands of people discussing it. So I don't know what your show was. Dale said Happy Land, which is the Mohegan Sun, is always better with Diane. Darn straight it is. I'm not down there nearly as much, Dale, but Ray likes it there. He came to visit one time, so it's good. So think about it. Do you have a favorite show that you're really nostalgic and you know a lot about? MASH.
MASH. Well, I was about to say MASH.
I love MASH. It's one of the few shows from the 70s sitcoms that I could watch to this day over and over and over. I mean, other than the laugh track, it doesn't really date. I don't know what it is. I love MASH. So think about it. Is there something and I'm talking about something that you kind of know about, you know, is there something that you're really into? What is it? Is it cooking? Is it tying flies? What is it? Because I promise you, and I'm looking across the board at who's here, you're not using it. You're not putting I am into your marketing. And if you did you see how we were like jumping at each other on the chat here? And I know some people are watching on YouTube and some people are watching all over, but I have a chat here so I can see some of it. Mm-hmm. Saying things, and we instantly, if it's our thing, we just gravitate. And that's really how we got to know each other pretty well. We just had a conversation, and we just had, things in common, growing up in the same area, and just certain things in common. And that was the bridge to start building more of a relationship, and then bridge for working together. And here we are, however long later. That's, guys, this thing that I'm teaching you, everything I do is so simple. It's so simple. And I'm not saying it doesn't take some practice, but if you just start thinking about, what do I love? And recognize that there's other people out there that love it too. And there has never been a time where you can locate those people like today, especially with hashtags. People go on Instagram and Twitter and search for people that dig what they dig. Yep. They search for people. And what you have to do is do it freely and wholly, not with this agenda. I don't talk about the Bay City Rollers to get someone. I talk about the Bay City Rollers because it's a fun childhood memory. And when I'm in a bad mood, I turn it on. And you should see me, right? You ain't seen nothing like me dancing in the bathroom to some serious Bay City Rollers. It is a sight to be seen. And I don't let many people see that. In fact, nobody. But I share it for the fun of it. And out of the fun of it, a conversation starts happening. And out of that conversation, there's usually somebody who'd like to come see what I'm up to. You guys follow that? Or somebody who'd like to be on my newsletter, or somebody who'd like to come to my webinar, or somebody that just starts paying attention to my stuff a little bit more because they just like me, because I like something that they like. You understand that people like you because you like things that they like and they feel comfortable with you. That's why they like you. You guys get that? We like someone because we feel they reflect us back to us. That's why we like people. We're all self-centered little beings. Self-centered, completely self-centered. We all want what we want. We want to get what we want. And it's when we decide to let people see who we are. I am from New York. I am in my 50s. I am a Bay City Rollers fan. I am a West Wing fan. I am a barbecue lover. I am a Chinese food fiend. Okay. I am somebody who enjoys popcorn. I am all of these things. All of these things. I am a Lizzo fan. I don't know if you guys know Lizzo. I love Lizzo. She's very contemporary. She just won a Grammy. I love Lizzo. She inspires me. I am a Gary Vaynerchuk person. Okay. I am not a Grant Cardone person. Sorry. I'm not. Okay. I don't dig him. I know everybody does, and he just had 20,000 people at the Mandalay Bay last weekend. I know our own Ray Higdon spoke there. It's incredible. It's not my cup of tea. Maybe if I say something like that, people will want to argue with me or people want to agree with me. It doesn't matter. We're having dialogue. I am a mom. Wearing my mom life hat tonight, right? Jenny just said I'm a Cubs fan. You got to hang out with Angel, man. Jason Mraz. I turned Jason Nagel on to Jason Mraz. I am maybe one of the biggest Jason Mraz fans on the face of the earth. I love Jason Mraz. If you don't know him, look him up. Remember that song I played? I played some Jason Mraz for you. Mm-hmm. I love Jason Mraz. See, and notice Jason just said that, and I just instantly went, yeah, because I love it so much. I love it so much. What do you love? Are you expressing it? Are you sharing it? Are you afraid that somebody will think that what you love is stupid? Do you like Transformers? Do you like Matchbox cars? Do you like Jigsaw Puzzles? Ellie and you guys know Ellie Walsh? Ellie and Carol were doing Jigsaw Puzzles for a while at Christmas time, and everybody was waiting. Every day they put a picture of the progress of their Jigsaw puzzle. They got huge interaction on a Jigsaw puzzle because they like Jigsaw puzzles. I happen to I like jigsaw puzzles. This is my Christmas one that I didn't get to do. I'll probably do it tonight. I like jigsaw puzzles. I find them very soothing. They're one of the few things that make me stop looking at my phone for a while. I like jigsaw puzzles.
I remember that.
Well, you got to do one. You got to hang around long enough to do one. But we'll set it up in the meeting room or something, and we'll just keep playing with it. But guys, these are the things I like. I love board games. My kids made fun of me. I'd always be like, "Can we play board games?" Their friends would come over. "Can we play board games?" Nobody ever wants to play board games with me. Anybody want to come and hang out for my birthday or something, or after my birthday, whatever, and play board games? You let me know. I like board games.
What kind of board game? I like Risk. I like Monopoly.
Oh God, we used to play Risk so much. I like the old ones. I like Risk, Monopoly, and that. But some of the categories and some of those funny ones that you play as teams, and it's kind of like a SmackDown thing. Those are super fun.
Jackie loves board games.
Yep. We recently a bunch of us that are here tonight are in the same organization in a network marketing company. And our last event, we had a pajama party. That was super fun. Pajama party with 80s miles. Oh, Sam, you show off. I'm only a platinum. He says he loves diamond medallion status. I'll get there someday. So that's what I want you guys to really understand is everybody has these things they love. And when you repel those that are not like you, you're actually winning the game. I want you to get that in your head, and then we're going to wrap it up. You got to get it in your head that you don't have to face rejection because nobody's going to beat you up and say, Andy Gibbs sucks, They might say it in a thread or whatever, but when you push away someone that doesn't relate to you gently, right? What happens is you're slimming down, you're sorting and basically trimming the crowd until you find the exact right ones. If you won't be in your I am, the ones that are perfect for you can't find you. They can't find you. See what they're all doing? Naming all their games and what they did on Christmas morning and all this stuff. Because you're all jazzed up, you're energized by all of these memories and all this excitement. Now imagine, what if you used it? What if you said, I love this? Who else loves this? Olivia just said categories, hysterical. We all cheat, right? we used to do, everybody get tired. We play Monopoly for hours on end. We used to like pass money under the table between our toes to one another and stuff. I mean, these are the memories that we laugh about with my sisters because they're the goofy stuff. Everybody has this stuff, a favorite food, a thing your mother makes, and if you guys look, and again, I'm not telling you need to use it because I haven't really figured it out yet, but TikTok, which is the rage, all TikTok, I probably shouldn't open it because it'll make music. All TikTok is about is I am. All TikTok is about is I am. I am. People are like, they do these things where it's this music and they point out, you'll like me if you are over 40, if you remember this, if and they do all these things where they're looking for people to connect with, and people sort each other out. Every letter I write, you guys are not on my list. It's right there, DianeHochman.com. If you're not on Ray's list, it's RayWilliams.com. Right? Okay, so Peter said, Chef Boy, I'd eat pizza as a kid. I'm throwing down Swanson's TV dinner. I liked the chicken, the fried chicken. The only problem is it came with the apple cobbler, and I really like the brownie. I think that came with like the steaks. What did they call those?
Salisbury
steaks. See,
I sleep them all the time.
I didn't want the Salisbury steaks. I wanted the fried chicken, but I wanted the brownie. And the dessert was this big, and we get all excited and we watch the Charlie Brown Christmas special or something, and then Jiffy Pop. So you guys, you really got to grasp every letter I write, nostalgia, me, all of me, about me. That's why people glue to me. Every video I do, what has tonight been? Me talking about all the stuff I like and making Ray suffer through it. And I tried to pull some out of him, but he's private. He's secret. You gotta pry it out of him to get the get the goods out of him. Swedish meatballs. Muppet Show. It's time to play the music. I'm always goofing around. You know, some days I'm dolled up and my hair's curled and I got some makeup on. The next day I'm in a messy bun. Today it's mom life. I'm sick. And I'm going to be sorry I got all jazzed up because after this I'll feel like crap. Be. That's the verb I am. It's to be. You ever took Spanish or French, you know, to be. It's I am. You are, he is, we are, they are, the verb to be. People cannot connect to you unless you decide to be. Be. I can't make a B with my fingers. Be. Authentic. Be authentic. It's supposed to be aggressive, right?
Do you know what the essence of NLP is?
What is it?
Make a commonality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Ray specializes in hypnosis and neurolinguistic programming, and he did a thing. The reason why I'm so cranked up is he did a thing on me today. He did an NLP thing on me today. Now I'm like, oh! Again, I'll be like, Ray, Swami me up. And then I'll be like, oh! So I think the 76 was higher than 76.
Wait a minute. I don't want these people thinking. You a lot more today.
Listen, I've been working with Ray for a long time. We can go in for 15 minutes and do a little exercise. If you work with him, of course, there's a process that you start with at the beginning and so on and so forth. He probably hypnotized me in 3 seconds flat. You know, he just says, take a slow, deep breath in. I'm like, okay.
It was about 4 seconds.
Okay, 4 seconds. So anyway, those are some tips. I hope you take them to heart. I'm really dying to see you guys use your I am in your marketing. Feel free to tag me. I don't mind if you tag me as long as it's relevant. I mean, don't tag me in your you know, buy my stuff baloney. But if you're expressing something that you dig, I'd love to be tagged. I'd love to be tapped on the shoulder and hear about something you love. Did you love to ride bikes? Did you have a banana seed in a basket and the streamers on there? Or did you put the cards to make that clackety clack noise?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know. What did you have? Did you have a hoverboard? Did you have a inline roller skates or whatever, rollerblades? You know, I don't know what you had. What did you dig? What was your music? What was your jam? And I have jams for every decade. I have, Salt and Pepper, want to thank your mother for a butt like that. Care to take a ride? Shake, shake booty. If looks could kill you, would be an Uzi, your shotgun. Bang! What's up with that thing? I want to know. How does it hang? Straight up, wait up, hold up. You guys didn't know I could rap, did you? The rapper's delight too.
You are younger than me, aren't you?
That's 90s. I could do 70s rap. So that's it. All right, guys. Have fun. Have a great night. I am Diane Hochman. Who are you? No, wait. I said I am Diane Hochman.
Oh, okay. I am Ray E. Williams, known as the Mind Mechanic.
And this has been the Society of I Am. You guys have a great night. Love you all. And we'll see you soon. I don't know if we're going to do it every week or when we're going to do it, but what I know is we have a good time. So I'll see you in the group. If you're in the group, I'll see you on my wall. I'll see you somewhere. See you down, me and Julio down at the schoolyard down there. All right. I'll see you guys later.
See you guys.